There was once a village known as Anderi, a place so strange. Even sunlight looked terrifying there. Everything in that village moved slowly, so slow that you could hear the sound of leaves falling to the ground. Right in the center of the village stood an old peepal tree. Elders used to sit beneath it and share stories. One of those stories was about the third alley. There were only 3 alleys in the village. The first led to the temple, the second led to the market, and the third no one ever talked about. It wasn't like the alley didn't exist, but the villagers ignored it, like it was a bad memory. There were no houses in that alley, just thick thorn trees on both sides, and at the end, an old, dry well. The youngest boy in the village was Tilu. He was mischievous. His eyes always sparkled with questions. Whenever the elders mentioned the third alley, they would go silent. That only made Tilu more curious. "What's in the third alley, Grandma?" he would ask. "Why won't you tell me?" Grandma would take a long breath. Her voice would shake. "Don't go in that alley, my child. Time stops there." Tilu wasn't scared. He was curious. "How does time stop, Grandma?" She would just shake her head and start telling another story. One night, the moon was hiding behind clouds. The air was unnaturally quiet. Tilu couldn't sleep. His mind kept going back to the third alley. He quietly got up, opened the door, and slipped into the darkness. His tiny shadow danced on the village's dirt roads. He passed the first alley, then the second, and then he saw it, the third alley. It really was different. The other alleys had homes. There were lights in a few windows, but the third alley was completely dark, like someone had thrown a black sheet over it. The thorn trees looked like the fingers of ghosts, reaching out to pull him in. Tilu took a step back. His little ears picked up a whisper, a voice calling from far away, so clear. It gave him goosebumps. He gathered courage and stepped forward. As soon as he entered the alley, a strange cold surrounded him. Colder than anything he had felt before. The wind stopped. Even the leaves stopped rustling. Only that whisper remained, growing louder. "You came. You came." Tilu walked forward. The alley kept stretching longer. The trees became denser. The whisper was now clear in his ears. "Come, we'll show you." Suddenly, he saw a dim light. It came from the old well. He ran toward it, but just as he reached, the light vanished. The well was deep, black as the underworld. A cold wind hit his face. He stepped back, scared. His breathing got faster. Tilu turned and ran, but the alley kept going. It felt like he was running in the same place. He pushed harder and finally reached the end of the alley. He looked at his house. The lamp was still burning. He ran and knocked on the door. Grandma opened it. She looked at him with her old, calm eyes. "Tilu, where were you? Couldn't sleep?" "Grandma, I went to the third alley," he said, breathing heavily. She smiled gently. "You just went to sleep, child. It's not even midnight." Tilu looked at the clock. It was 12 a.m., but he felt like he had been gone for hours. Was it a dream? He looked at his grandma. Her face was calm. He lay down in bed and fell asleep instantly. The next morning, sunlight lit up the village. Tilu got up and sat down for breakfast. "How did you sleep, child?" Grandma asked. "Fine, Grandma." But in his mind, the night kept repeating. Later that evening while playing, he wandered near the village's edge. There, he saw it again. The third alley. His heart felt uneasy. He turned to walk away, but then he heard it, that whisper, soft but clear. "Come." He looked back. No one was there, but the voice was real. He understood then. That night wasn't a dream. That night, the moon was hiding again, and the strange silence had returned. Tilu couldn't sleep. The third alley was calling. He got up quietly, opened the door, and walked back into the darkness. He passed the first alley, then the second, and finally, the third. It was still the same, pitch black, the trees reaching out like ghostly fingers. He took a deep breath and stepped in. That same cold air surrounded him. The wind stopped. Leaves went silent. The voice grew louder. "You came! You came!" And the story began again, exactly where it had ended last night. Tilu was trapped in a loop of the third alley, where time stops, and the same night repeats forever. Even today, the elders say, never enter the third alley, because in there, time stands still.